But I also wanted to work with Anand. I have seen his films, his work. They are nervy. They are bachas and they are doing their first major film. I don't blame them for being nervous.
नसीर भाई का ही एक सेंटेंस है कि यू कैनॉट टीच एक्टिंग बट यू कैन लर्न एक्टिंग.
Nasir Saab and Atul, welcome on Bollywood Hungama. And Nasir Saab, my first question to you is that apparently one of the reasons why you agreed to do Bandish Bandits was because your character is having grey shades. Can you please elaborate on that?
Well, that was one of the reasons. But I also wanted to work with Anand. I have seen his films, his work, and I've always liked it. So that was another reason why I wanted to do this project. And I've always had a bit of a problem with singing on screen, despite Oye Oye and all that. But I've always found it kind of difficult. Mirza Ghalib helped me to come to grips with it, and this film really helped me to overcome my terror of playback singing. And this was rather difficult because it had some pretty complicated, ups and downs in the classical mode. And I'm not very familiar with it, unlike Atul, who has had something of a background of classical music. I didn't. So it was great fun to try to get the manner of a classical singer, firstly. Secondly, and the third thing was that he's not a goody-goody character. Because normally the parts written for elder actors are either, wicked, scheming munims or kindly, gentle doctors or fathers or something like that. No one bothers to really go into depth where an elder character is concerned. And this was a script in which this character is not always shown in a sympathetic light. In fact, he is responsible for a great deal of the mishaps that occur to the characters in this series.
All right. So Atul, as Nasir Saab said that you have this background in classical music, what was the trigger point for you to agree to do this project, apart from the fact that it is having a great Nasiruddin Shah?
No, I don't have background of classical music. What probably Nasir Saab meant was that some films that I have done, they had touch of music and all that, like Natrang and everything. For me, I think I mean the story is always the main thing for me. Whenever I listen to a script, I try and listen to it as an audience, because क्योंकि हम थिएटर में जाते हैं तो कहानी सुनने के लिए जाते हैं पहली बात. बाकी सारी बातें बाद में आती हैं. तो अगर हमें कहानी पसंद आए तो मतलब हम आगे की बातें देखते हैं. तो बतौर एक्टर मैं वही करने की कोशिश करता हूँ कि मैं एज एन ऑडियंस कहानी को सुनूं. क्या मुझे वो कहानी एज एन ऑडियंस अच्छी लगती है. तो बंदिश बैंडिट्स की कहानी मुझे लगता है कि बहुत ही बढ़िया कहानी है, और इसमें काफी सारे शेड हैं. एक मोनोटोनस चीज नहीं, क्योंकि कैरेक्टर्स मोनोटोनस नहीं है. जैसा अभी नसीर भाई कह रहे थे कि सारे कैरेक्टर्स में कुछ ना कुछ ग्रे शेड्स हैं. उनके अपने कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स हैं, जो राइटर हैं वो कॉन्फ्लिक्ट दिखाने के लिए डरते नहीं हैं. वो ये नहीं करते हैं इस शो में कि एक कोई रंग मैंने चूज कर लिया और उसी रंग में एक कैरेक्टर को मैं रंग दूं. तो ये नहीं करते. वो घबराते नहीं हैं अलग अलग शेड्स दिखाने के लिए कैरेक्टर्स के, क्योंकि वो मुश्किल होता है, वो आसान नहीं होता. तो मुझे लगता है कि स्टोरी के अलावा ये चीज थी कि जिस तरह से ये कैरेक्टर्स लिखे गए हैं, एंड ऑफ कोर्स आनंद, क्योंकि उनका काम देखा है मैंने थिएटर में, फिल्मों में, तो वो भी एक वजह थी. एंड ऑफ कोर्स व्हेन यू गेट अ प्लेटफॉर्म लाइक Amazon, जहाँ 200, I mean right now Bandits would be seen in 200 countries. तो आप ये भी चाहते हैं जब आप काम करते हैं कि वो ज्यादा से ज्यादा लोगों तक पहुंचे. तो मेरे ख्याल से Amazon के जरिए ये बहुत अच्छा मौका भी था.
Nasir sir, how was the experience of shooting in Jodhpur?
It's Jodhpur is a fantastic place. I have spent a lot of my childhood in Rajasthan, in Ajmer. I consider myself an Ajmer wala. I've been to school there. My father was posted there for 10 years. So when we were in boarding school in Nainital, we always came home to Ajmer. And I've considered Ajmer to be home. I still consider it to be the place I belong. And so being in Jodhpur and Bikaner both were really wonderful. Um, the hours were a little bit long, but as I said before, uh, the process was very enjoyable because I didn't have too much spare time. Every spare moment I had, I would just listen to Pandit Ajay Chakravarti's voice and try and match the singing with that. And it was wonderful. It was really wonderful. So I must say I don't enjoy very lengthy outdoors any longer. One gets homesick after about 20 days.
Nasir sir, you mentioned in one of your interviews earlier that not your interviews, but I think you were reciting Ghalib at some function in Kolkata, and you said that before I did Mirza Ghalib, I was not that well versed with Urdu. I was more comfortable with English, but after I did Ghalib, everyone felt that I must be reciting Urdu couplets like with a drop of a hat. Now, when it comes to, I'm sure Bandish Bandits, your portrayal of a classical musician, I'm sure that it will be so convincing and that it will feel as if you know the classical music with all the harkats and all that. How do you make your characters look so believable?
I don't know. I try to act as well as I can, and I think basically that's an actor's job to personify, to embody the character, um, and, draw the audience into your own sense of self belief. And
Actually,
I can give you.
नसीब भाई एक अलग बैंक अकाउंट खोल देते हैं कैरेक्टर के नाम से, और जब उस कैरेक्टर के नाम से चेक आ जाता है वो कैरेक्टर हो जाते हैं. ये
No,
तो हमने
exactly.
कभी बताया नहीं किसी को.
बिल्कुल ऐसा ही कुछ है. And see, it is all acting is learnt by osmosis, I believe. Like plants grow through sunlight. They don't do anything, but the sunlight affects them. So I think actors also learn in that manner, by watching other actors, by knowing what to do, what not to do. So I might embarrass Atul a little bit because he's here by saying this, that several of his performances, which I've seen, have inspired me a great deal and taught me a lot, even though I'm supposedly senior and all that sort of thing. But I think you should ask Atul this question as well, about how he made his character in Natrang, which, if you've seen,
Yeah,
it's an absolutely astonishing performance.
it is.
How did he manage that? On the other hand, how did he manage to play Gandhiji?
Yeah.
Which I also saw on stage, and which I was totally bowled over by, because I felt it's going to be very difficult to pull off this part on the stage. But I saw Atul do it, and I felt very inspired, and that is when I decided I would also like to attempt doing this role on the stage, and luckily it came my way. So acting करते हैं बस हम लोग. Am I right, Atul?
Right. So, Atul, would you like to, as Nasir Saab has said, would you like to elaborate on that?
No, I think a lot depends on the intake as a person more than as an actor, I guess. जब हम जिंदगी जी रहे होते हैं तो अलग अलग तरह की चीजें अंदर लेने की कोशिश करते हैं, और वो आपको एक तरह से एज अ पर्सन बहुत कुछ देते रहते हैं. मैंने एक माइकल एंजेलो के बारे में पढ़ा था कि उन्हें पूछा गया कि वो जो संगमरमर की मूर्तियां बनाते थे, तो उनको ये पूछा गया कि आप इतनी अच्छी मूर्तियां कैसे बनाते हैं एक पत्थर से. तो उन्होंने कहा कि ये जो मूर्ति थी वो पत्थर में ऑलरेडी थी, मैंने सिर्फ वो अनचाहा, दैट stone which was not needed, I just removed it. That statue was already there. So I feel that all the emotions that we know of, every person in this world has those emotions inside every person. We have all those emotions. As an actor, our job is to, identify certain emotions that belong to that particular character and remove all the unwanted emotions. And what remains is the character, basically. तो मेरे ख्याल से एक्टिंग करने से भी ज्यादा ना करने की चीज है कि ये आपको चीज नहीं करनी है. जो आपको आसानी से आता है वो अगर आप करने लगो तो मुझे लगता है फिर आप, जैसे दुबे जी पर्सनालिटी एक्टिंग कहते थे कि जो आपकी पर्सनालिटी है वो कैरेक्टर की पर्सनालिटी बन जाती. तो मुझे लगता है एक्टिंग करने से भी ज्यादा ना करने की चीज है.
That is brilliantly said.
That's wonderfully put, and I'm complete agreement with that. I don't always practice it, but definitely it's a sound philosophy, because it's all a question of revealing. And as Atul said, we all have every potential within us, whether it's of being a great pandit, or whether it's of being a beggar on the street, or whether it's being a leper, or a sexually transmitted disease sufferer, or anything. We all have that potential. We just need to reveal it as actors.
Right. So, Nasir sir, you are a student of English literature. In fact, Coleridge has said that poetry is not what you see on paper, but what is edited out from the poem that was originally written. So, I think what Atul is giving the reference of Michelangelo. I think maybe it's the editing, maybe even in acting, that is important.
Absolutely.
Nasir sir, I was reading one of your interviews, and apparently you've said that you are obsessed with acting. And if you wake up one fine day and you realize that maybe you don't have anything to act, maybe you may commit suicide. Why is acting so important?
Yeah, well, I maybe I shouldn't have said that in the light of what's happened since. People considered it a flippant statement, and I didn't intend it as such. It just what I wanted to say was that acting consumes me completely, and if I were unable to do it, I would be at a dead end. What I should have said instead was that if I woke up one day and found myself unable to act, I would find another path. But that would be really difficult because my entire life so far has been devoted to just this one activity. I really know nothing about anything else.
So, Atul, Nasir Saab has mentioned. I've done several interviews with Nasir Saab. He rarely praises anyone. He has criticized some of the biggest actors that we have in the country. And if he's praising you, I think that's a huge compliment. What is your opinion about Nasir Saab's journey? He has completed 70 years in life, and a phenomenal journey. People say that there should be a movie on his life because it's a fantastic journey that he has had.
Nasir bhai has been my teacher actually in National School of Drama. He was our teacher. So that is one reason why I can do what I can do, basically. I think there are people in every field who keep on inspiring people, other actors. Because क्या है ना, acting, liking acting, being able to act, and making acting as your profession, your business, all three are completely different things. So just merely being interested in acting doesn't make you good actor. That's a different skill which you have to learn. नसीर भाई का ही एक सेंटेंस है कि you cannot teach acting but you can learn acting. तो ये मेरे ख्याल से ऐसे इंसान हैं जिन्हें देखकर आप सीख सकते हैं बिना कुछ, वो आपको सिखाते नहीं है, वो बैठ के कुछ आपको बताते नहीं है, लेकिन उन्हें देखकर आप बहुत कुछ सीख पाते हैं. उनका नसीर भाई ने एक बताया था, उनके एक दोस्त आए थे उनका प्ले देखने, बर्नार्ड शॉ का प्ले, और वो उसके बाद शो के बाद आए अंदर और उन्होंने कहा नसीर भाई से कि बहुत पुराने दोस्त थे उनके, तो तू क्या करता है, तू यहाँ से उठता है, वहां जाता है, बैठता है, खाता है, पीता है, चला जाता है, एक्टिंग कहाँ करता है तू? And Nasir bhai said कि that was the greatest compliment that I got. कि तू कुछ करता ही नहीं है, कहाँ एक्टिंग करता है? I think it's the most difficult part in an actor's life, in an actor's profession, to make people believe कि मैं कुछ नहीं कर रहा हूँ. And I think if one has to learn that from any one person, that is Nasir bhai. And you have to see his stage performances, especially for that.
Yeah.
And it's I think they are mind-boggling. Mind-boggling.
No,
I don't
absolutely.
know where Indian acting would have been, but for Nasir Saab. I don't know where it would have been. I don't know which other example we could have given as an Indian, as this is what Indian acting is. Indian in the sense, I mean, from India.
That's something wonderful. That's wonderfully said. Nasir Saab, you've grappled with art and commerce, I think, right through your career. Many people really value you as an artist. There's so many of your films that are masterpieces in their own right. Your work in theater is something which is simply incredible. The amount of passion that you have for theater is inspiring for many people. But when it comes to cinema, how has your journey been in terms of grappling between commerce and art?
I would say it's been very satisfying. I may not have reached dizzy heights of stardom, but that was a dream I abandoned quite early. I don't deny that I had that dream, all actors do, but I realized along the way quite early that there was more to it than just, buying an imported car or having an air conditioned home or drinking good Scotch whiskey at night. I was very fortunate that I found more in my work than just a way to earn a living. And that is what I had set out to do, to be able to explore every potential of myself. I frankly never expected to get leading roles in commercial movies where I would have to sing and dance. I never expected that would happen, and so I never prepared myself for it, which is why I have not been able to deliver good performances in those movies, because I never took those films seriously, and I never, as I said, when I was a student at FTI, I felt that my future lay in films like Ankur and Sara Akash and Bhuvan Shom, which had been made then. Very few had been made. Garam Hawa and so on. I didn't imagine I would end up romancing girls younger than my daughter, or that I'd have to sing and dance and so on. So I got the opportunity to do that as well, and I'm grateful for it, though I have to say I didn't live up to it. But otherwise, I think it's been I've had a fantastic journey. I feel fulfilled in several ways. I've been given the opportunity to experiment with myself. I've been given the opportunity to play different parts. I've been entrusted. I've been, trusted by so many directors who I have a great regard for, and for whom I hope I've done worthwhile work. I feel very, what's the word, tripped at the moment.
Great. Atul, how do you look at Nasir Saab's wide palette of work? Someone who's done Nishant and Sparsh, and then he goes and does something like Jalwa, and he builds those muscles, and then he goes on to do Oye Oye after that. So it's simply incredible, the range which has been there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I remember once he had taken us for dinner in Delhi, in Purani Delhi. And we were having dinner, and by the time we came out, there was a huge mob outside Kareem ke bahar, or which was singing Oye Oye all the time. And it was very difficult for us to take Nasir bhai out from there. I think liking acting and all that is one thing, but a wish that more and more people know about me is another thing which drives an actor. And according to me, it's extremely important. So doing the kind of work that Nasir Bhai has done, even in the so-called popular films or commercial films, he is saying that he didn't quite live up to it. But I think that no, because of actors like Nasir Bhai, those films got a certain value or a certain status because they had like for Karma and all that. So it's because Nasir Bhai was there. Those films they had certain status, and that status I think Nasir Bhai has given to the popular films in the films that he has acted.
On his 70th birthday, I was watching one of his interviews that I did in 2012, and he had told me then that he has not seen Karma. I don't know if he has seen Karma now. Nasir sir, have you seen Karma?
What is that?
It's a wonderful film, which has.
That's the film. Yeah, that one. No, I've never seen it in its entirety. I've seen it in bits, and I must say I wasn't bowled over.
All right, Nasir sir, at the promo launch, Shreya and Ritwik they said that they were nervous while they were on the set because such a tremendous actor like you were there, and you felt that I don't take it as a compliment because if my presence makes anyone nervous, that then maybe
that's not a good thing.
Not cool.
I think they would have been nervous no matter who it was, in my place. Actors who are nervous, and they like to to pin it on somebody. कि इसकी वजह से मैं nervous हो गया, या वो आदमी खड़ा हुआ क्यों देख रहा है, उसको हटाओ मेरे eye line से, and so on. So they are nervy. They are bachas and they are doing their first major film. I don't blame them for being nervous. I don't think they should apologize for being nervous, but don't put it on me.
Nasir, some last question to you. You mentioned about the music that has been there in your films, and in Bandish Bandits there is a full score with Shankar Ehsaan Loy making their OTT debut as well. Would you want to say something about Shankar Ehsaan Loy's music in Bandish Bandits?
Normally, one associates Shankar Ehsaan Loy with the cool jazz sound, the rock or verging on what's it called, the modern dance music or whatever it is, or soulful numbers, and they're all three. I mean, I don't need to compliment them. They're great musicians, all three of them, and they seem to work wonderfully together. I was surprised that Anand chose them for this, because I didn't think classical music was their cup of tea. But I think they've done a superb job. I mean, I'm not qualified to comment on the quality of the music, but it's very listenable too. I think it'll prove to be popular, and with my limited knowledge of classical music, I think Shankar Ehsaan Loy have done a fantastic job. And also, I'd like to add, as I said earlier in an interview, that if our performances, but Atul has a great deal of singing to do as well, and I have, and so does Ritwik, and so does if our performances succeed, a large part of the credit should go to Shankar Ehsaan Loy for giving us the kind of music which we could feel, not just sing.